banks are usually doing as good as the economies, the underlying economies are doing. And that brings me right to the topic, because the region that we are talking about in Central and Eastern Europe is not a region per se any longer. It has a common history, but is quite different presently, economically and socio-politically. Economically, that means that also the banks are doing quite different in the different regions. We have a very good performance in Central Europe. These are the countries: Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia. I leave out Hungary in this case because that's a problem country. We have a very modest development in Southeastern Europe, and we have a special development in the CIS countries due to the ongoing clashes between Russia and Ukraine. I believe, frankly speaking, that the challenges are not very much different. You will see a deleveraging process both in the West, in the EU countries, as well as you see them, will see them in Central and Eastern European countries. Of course, there is a difference in the liquidity situation. Presently, there are a few countries that are lacking somewhat of liquidity. Here, first and foremost, of course, the problem areas that I mentioned, Ukraine and Russia. But I would say with the other countries, the problem or the issues, let's go to the issues, are very much the same. So what are those issues? First of all, further bolstering the capital situation. That will be ongoing pressure coming from the ECB and the regulators. Secondly, a downsizing process, a continuous deleveraging process in numbers of banks as well as numbers of branches within the banks. Number three, introduction of higher technical standards. So you will get more McDonald's, Coca-Cola type banking in the future, in contrast to what we had as a measure-made type of banking in the past. So everything is very much cost and profit oriented, will be much more so. And definitely you will see mergers along with the deleveraging process. Mergers that means there will be fewer banks and larger banks in the future. To do ordinary banking in Ukraine is almost impossible for the time being, due to Crimea, where Western banks had to close their outlets due to the problems that we are facing in Eastern Ukraine. And I can't go into detail here, but I think it's natural. We have a further increase of non-performing loans. We have been reaching the old levels of 40% of non-performing loans, which is gigantic. On the other side, Russia is doing remarkably well still. The government is doing all the things right it can do with regards to supporting the financial industry. They help with liquidity, they help with guarantees. So the ordinary business last year, in 2014, for almost all the banks, all the large banks, was quite satisfactory. And I would say, and that counts for almost all the countries of Central and Eastern Europe, the ordinary business in Central and Eastern European countries, including Russia, is going very well.